a.m. Tampa Bay on a Thursday morning, one of our top 10 favorite days of the week. We have a big issue up in Washington right now about whether or not to extend unemployment benefits. Looks like the Senate has moved in that direction, but it's a big question mark as to whether or not the House will do the same without some commensurate budget cuts. And joining us right now is Dr. Mihai Nadin, who has written a book called Are You Stupid?, talking about how you try to be a compassionate capitalist country without your government becoming too big. And Dr. Nadin, I think that's what a lot of people are concerned about, how much the government is becoming a nanny state in caring for us from birth to death, from the cradle to the grave, as they say it. What's your take on this extension of unemployment benefits?
If many people would be concerned, which I doubt, so I'm contradicting you, the discussion on the emergency unemployment compensation program and the extension would take a total different tone. In other words, if people would be concerned, they would say to the government, wait a second, you are playing a game of smoke and mirrors with us. Behind the 1.3 people who we are going to extend for 3 months, there are 1.9 coming at the end of those 3 months. So, and after the 1.9, there are the next who will come. In other words, we are talking about a whole year. That is no longer an issue of 6.5 billion. It's an issue of 25, 26 billion. What does that mean? It means that we don't get a good understanding of what labor is in our days. Congress is playing games with us. Congress is trying to bribe us with our own money so that we give them the vote, so that they stay in power and continue this political game instead of addressing the real issues.
And what would the real issues be? And how do you address them?
The real issues are the following. We are in a very, very fast-changing economic environment in which the skills of yesterday are no longer the skills that can be employed today.
Very good point.
Therefore, take this money and instead of giving out very bad weekly checks of $300 to individuals or to families, go into a job skills training, but not as a government. For heaven's sake, not as a government. Give it to the employers. Give it to those many businesses that are crying at every corner and saying, we have jobs, but we don't find the appropriate people. If you do that, it's going to become their responsibility and their opportunity to get exactly the people that are necessary. Instead, the government prefers to play the game of keeping more and more people dependent upon bureaucracy.
Oh, yeah, it's a growing dependency in the government, no question about that, and a whole generation that way.
Doctor, this week I just read about a Columbia University study that traced the effects of government programs on poverty all the way back to 1967. And the researchers said that they found unequivocally that the money the government spends to help the poor people does in fact actually reduce poverty.
It never did, and as we celebrated yesterday 50 years from Johnson's initiative, we found out something very simple. We spend on the war against poverty more than we spend on all the wars that the United States was involved in.
$20 trillion.
We did not win that war.
$20 trillion, the war, the price of the war on poverty.
And the poverty rate, I guess, has gone up a little bit rather than having been stymied at all.
I guess Columbia University disagrees.
Yeah, as you know, there are always going to be disagreements, but I'm not in the business of debating theory. I'm in the business of looking at what can be concretely done.
Yeah.
And one of the things is to take away from the government the administration of the poor and poverty, the administration of the unemployment, and instead empower those who can give people opportunities.
Yeah, so in other words, you would give money to employers so they could use it to train potential employees.
Yes, but with a very specific task.
Yeah.
You are going to use this money in order to create exactly those employers that you need. In other words, I don't give you this money so that you corporations start building a new corporate headquarters.
Yeah.
You are going to address the unemployed, and you are going to give them the job skills that correspond to your needs.
Strings attached, in other words.
There you go. Well, Dr.
That's right.
Mihai Nadin, I love the title of your book, and you got to put inflection with it. Are you stupid? That's the name of
I
the book.
hope that you're going to read the book.
All right. Dr. Nadin, thanks for joining us on AM Tampa Bay this morning.
I wish you well.
Thank you.
Thank you,
too.
Doctor.
And again, the book is Are You Stupid? You have
I
to
love
say
the
it like
title.
that.
I
Yeah,
love
you can't
the
just
title.
say, Are you stupid?
But it makes great points.
Yeah, well, he does that.